Talk with ReZsaun.
And hello, world, and welcome back to Real Talk with ReZsaun when nothing's off limits. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me, and I appreciate that. I am your host, ReZsaun Lewis, and here on Real Talk with ReZsaun, anything's debatable. So for any given week, we will be discussing anything from sports to music to politics. But as you guys know, one of the goals of Real Talk with ReZsaun is to shine a light on the great things that are happening right here in the Low Country. Too often we spend time focusing on the negative things that are happening. You know, I know there's a lot of stories about people getting murdered and, all kinds of crime and assaults, assaults and gentrification and all these things. But today we get to have a good time with my good homeboy, actor, author, mailman, Mr. Domonique Henry. Thank you so much for joining me, sir. All right, so today we are meeting with Domonique Henry, who wrote this book, Invisible Me, The Invisible Me. But before we get to the book, we're going to come back to the book, definitely. I want you to just introduce yourself to the audience for those who don't know who you are.
What's going on, audience? My name is Domonique Henry. Dom to some, Dominique, whatever you feel like calling me, I'll take it. Like you said, I'm an actor, I'm an author, continuously growing to become so much more. But whatever is in me, I'm trying to get out, and at the same time help people get the same thing out of them too. You know, I want to see everybody grow and everybody succeed. So that's my purpose in life.
Word. So you're an actor, right? So
Yes.
before we get to that, where are you from? Like, where are you originally from?
Born and raised Charleston, South Carolina.
Born and raised in the Chuck, boy. Shout out to the Chuck. What up, y'all?
Teach you boy to life.
Word. So what side of town you from?
Pretty much North Charleston.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. Okay. So what middle school?
Well, at the time it was Normandy 2 middle.
2. All right. So now it's military magnet.
Yeah.
All right. So where you go to high school?
Of course, Naughty Bar.
Naughty! Shout out to the Cougars. Pew, 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 pew.
Class of 97.
Already. Yeah. So, shoot, you was there. That was my sophomore year.
Yeah.
All right. Word. So you was there the year we went to state championship? No, we went to state championship the year after.
No, we actually won the state championship. I think it was.
That was 97. Word. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That was CJ and all of them boys. Dustin. Yeah. And Bubba. Yeah. Corey. All right. Okay. Yeah. You know the squad.
Yeah.
So what made you get into acting?
Well, truthfully, I guess you could say I was bit with the bug ever since elementary school, which at the time was Remount Road Elementary. Yeah, you know, we did the little school plays growing up, but at that time there was nothing or any information to pursue it further than that. It was just something fun to do, but I always had a love for it ever since we did it. That I found that I had a love for it, but because there was no information to really keep going on it, you know, sports became the thing. So it was football from the age of 7 until I graduated high school. But fast forward years later, coming home, I had a friend of mine. He was in a local play, and he asked me if I was interested in doing it, and I was like, sure. And he suggested my name to the writer, the director, Rakaya Williams.
Okay.
She turned around and she contacted me, but at the time I wasn't able to do it. And then, you know, fast forward a little while later, I told her keep me in mind if she did anything else. And she did. She told me when she had an audition coming up for a play called Temptations. So I went on an audition for it, and eventually got one of the lead roles in the play, and I guess you could say the rest is history. You know, I've been going ever since. It's been 2013, and just been continuously going and growing and pursuing and dreaming. And,
wow. So how many projects have you done so far? Like just when talking stage?
Man, I'll say stage-wise, I've probably done about 10 or 11 plays.
Okay.
Different genres, different, places and different theaters. And it's been all growth, and it's all been learning, meeting different people. And, you come to find out that Charleston has a big theater scene that some people may not even know about.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And it's old. It's very old. It's crazy to think that, you have a love for this thing and thinking there's no avenue for you to explore, but there really is an avenue to explore. And we're continuously growing with the film industry and the TV industry, too. A lot of stuff is being filmed here that people don't even know about.
Right. So speaking about film, like I know you have some film experience as well. How many film projects have you done?
I've done a lot of what they call short films. Not a lot. I've done like maybe two short films so far, and then I just recently did an independent film in North Carolina called Bruisers. That's going to be going through the film festival scene.
Oh wow.
So preferably it turns into something bigger.
That's dope.
But
So what like were you in Vesey? The Denmark Vesey joint?
no, but I do know Robert that was in it. Robert Townsend.
Shout out to Robert. Yeah. That's the
know,
homie.
I didn't get a chance to do that one. I would have loved to have done that.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
great film.
I didn't get to see it, but I heard amazing things about it, and it's on my list. Like whenever I can find a place to screen it and watch it.
Definitely.
But yeah, so I know, like you said, there's a lot of filming that's going on in the Low Country. The Bruiser Project. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Bruiser is a project that was created by some guys at Western Carolina University up in I can't remember the part of North Carolina that's right now, but it's Western Carolina University, wherever that's at. They wrote it, directed it, some of them acted in it. And like I said, they're big in the independent scene, a lot of film festivals. And the role was just basically to give you a basic synopsis of the film. The film is about, you would think about America, and you would think about America more for, a lot of times black people are portrayed as the problem. I'll put it to you like that. They're portrayed as the problem, and white people are portrayed as perfection.
Okay.
This film kind of reverses that. It kind of pushes it in the light there where white people are like, they're the antagonists, they're the problems, they're the plague that's, taking over America. And then you have this perfect black family that comes along and, it's showing the black people in a more perfect and more beautiful light.
Wow.
In the mix of all that stuff that's going on with white America and everything. So it's kind of like their ode to the plight of the black man in a sense.
Wow. And this, you said it's gonna be like a film festival kind of thing. Like, is there a way that people will be able to watch that?
At the moment, they haven't let us know if it's going to be released to the public in that form yet. But as soon as they do, I'll definitely let out.
Word, please do, so we can once you do, we can post it on the page, so we can have everybody.
Definitely.
We can do a watch party. Everybody go out there and watch it, man. Back to the stage. What has been your favorite? What's your favorite part of being on stage when it comes to theater?
Basically, all of it, theater, TV, film. To me, the beauty of becoming somebody else and somebody coming up to you and saying, "I hate you," or somebody saying, "I didn't even think you were this." I remember it was a time I did a role a couple of years ago where I had to play a Caribbean guy, so I had to do an accent, and I remember after doing the show, you go read the audience or whatever, and I remember a lady walking up to me and I'm talking to her. She's like, "You did a great job." And I speak to her, and she said, she's just standing there, she's looking at me shocked, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "I would have not even known that accent wasn't real."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Thank you." And she was like, "Yeah." She said, "You couldn't have told me that you weren't actually Caribbean the whole time you were doing that show." She said, "You did a phenomenal job." She said, "For you to turn around and actually be able to portray a character that has to be from someplace else and do it so well that nobody would even know that you're not from there." She said, "That's great." For me, that's the best part about it, because I don't want to go into a role and somebody says, "Oh, that's you."
Yeah.
I want to.
You're just playing yourself.
Yeah, I want to go into a role where somebody's, when they see me and afterwards they're saying, I want to hear somebody say, "I hate you," when I play the bad guy.
Yeah. So that's I was gonna ask you, like, would you rather be the ultimate good guy, like the hero, the protagonist, or would you rather be the guy like I think about like the movie The Color Purple and how people hated Mister.
Yes.
Like, you can't tell me that it's not Danny Glover. Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
Like, you cannot tell me that dude was not evil.
Exactly.
You can't tell a person that saw What's Love Got to Do with It that Lawrence Fishburne is not Ike Turner.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So is that like the ultimate role for you?
That's definitely what I look to do. I don't have a preference of particular genre, bad guy, good guy, romantic guy, whatever, love interest or whatever. I just want to do it all. I just want to be able to explore every avenue that I can explore. And like you said, those are some great examples of people that, when you look at them, because just not even talking about the men, you're looking at somebody like Whoopi Goldberg, who's a comedian.
Yeah.
And look at the role she played and everything, to think that, you took a comedian and said she would be perfect for this role.
Yes.
That right there to me is a testament of the person's skill set, a testament of a person sacrificing who they are to become somebody else, and to turn around and make people believe that she is just this weak defenseless woman
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, this man just basically took over, and then eventually she came into her own.
Right.
Because to know that Whoopi Goldberg on stage and everything,
Mhm.
you're like, okay, they don't match up. But
Yeah.
that's exactly what you look to do. I don't ever want to take on a role and just say, okay, let's just go about it. You know?
Right.
I want to actually become and make that character believe. I want to bring the character to life.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I think that as somebody, you know, who's also, you know, done some theater, I haven't done nearly as much as you have, but as somebody who's done some theater, like, that's the part of the artistry that people really don't get, is how much it takes to develop a character and to make that character somebody that people, that goes from this thing on this piece of paper to a 4D living, breathing human being.
Indeed.
So what's that process like for you when you're bringing in a new character? What is that process for you?
For me, it's I've learned a thing just in training with different people about the backstory. And I've also learned that even in some characters, you do bring a part of yourself into it. So for me, it's two parts. The first part is developing a backstory for the character. Once I develop a backstory of the character that makes me feel like this character is living, then I find a part of the character that's relatable to me. And once I find a part of the character that's relatable to me, I try to merge the two of them and bring both of those to life and bring that character to life. You know what I'm saying? And try to die to myself in a way that when people see it, they only see that character.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the hardest character you ever played?
Honestly, the hardest character that I played so far was basically he was a field hand in Of Mice and Men. And the reason that was the hardest was because when you think about the things that our people have went through, our ancestors and the things they had to endure, you're now being placed back into a place of servitude. I mean, we're all servants, but that type of servitude is degrading.
Yeah.
So now I have to find a way to not only bring this character to life in a way that it reflects that type of, you know, basically being put down to that degree.
Oppression.
Yeah. But at the same time, bringing some type of humility to the character to where now people can actually relate to him and see that he's more than just what these people see him as.
Yes.
So to me, that was the hardest, you know, and I guess I did a great job at it, or I guess I did a decent job at it. You know, people loved it, the production, the directors, and everybody, they loved it because I didn't tackle it as just in a way of I wanted to actually bring some life to the character to where there was some color to him, and not just the old
Yes,
boss,
boss.
you know, I tried to bring a little humor to him, you know what I'm saying, and everything, and that's just how I tackled it every night. You know, just bringing a little life and a little color to this character and everything, so people can actually not feel sorry for him, but people can understand where he was and who he was, as opposed to what he was in the sense of the servant to these people. Yeah.
I love that. And thanks for sharing that. You know, for those who don't know, the Real Talk with ReZsaun, I'm here with my good homeboy, Domonique Henry. He has an E in the front. I never know what it's for, but I never ask. I feel like it's one of those things that if he tells me, he has to kill me, and I don't want to die. No. So, so shout out to E. You know, shout out to Domonique. You know, but I want to get into this book. I want to get into The Invisible Me. You are more than what you see. First of all, before I ever formally met you, I had seen this cover, and I remember just staring at it because of the face. Before we even get into what the book's about, what were you thinking when you decided on that logo? Who designed the logo? Where did that come from?
Well, definitely, editing was done by Denise Barringer. She's a young lady that another friend of mine, Evia Singleton, put me on to when she hit me up in my inbox a couple of years ago. I've actually been writing this book for years. It took me years to write this book, and like I said, Evie hit me up in the messenger and asked me, was I thinking about writing a book? And I told her, basically, yes, I did. And she put me on to Denise Barringer, for editing. Took me a while. When I finally decided, I got the mind and everything to finally write it, I contacted Denise and went through the process of talking about editing and everything. And Denise put me on to Amy Kochek, another beautiful woman. Never met either one of them in person, but to sit down and to talk to both of them, and to both of them to actually hear what I was trying to do, hear what I was trying to say, and they actually can understand what I was trying to say, it was a beautiful thing. Amy did the graphics for the cover. I told Amy what my idea was. Originally, I had the idea of a guy standing looking in the mirror and there was no reflection. In the times of trying to find it and trying to create that, she couldn't really find that graphic and put that graphic together for me. But she came to me with several different options. The first couple of options, they were cool, but you know, I wanted this changed and that changed. And then all of a sudden, Amy came back and Amy hit me with this cover. And I was like, Amy, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. That's it. All I need you to do is put my name here, this, that, whatever. But that's it.
Yeah.
And
well, it definitely hits, yo. Like I love it. Like again, I'm gonna show you guys because I think it's such a fire cover.
Yeah,
like it's such a fire cover.
A lot of people love the cover.
So what made you write this book?
What made me write it is I felt there was a need, not just in kids, but there's some adults, you know, just from, you know, like basically how we're having a conversation. You know, you have a conversation with some people and you realize there's something missing. And like I said, I believe one of my purposes in life is to help people realize that there's more inside of them. Because it was a journey that I had to figure out for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up, and just to piggyback off what you were saying about the first initial is for Elisha, which is my father's name. You know, I'm a junior. So, of course, being a junior, you grow up basically trying to live your life in the image of your father. You know, my father's he's not a big talker. He loves to laugh. If anybody knows him, he is big on jokes. Anything that can make him laugh, he's all for that. He's a big ball of laughs. But he was a hard worker. He didn't say much to me. He very seldom dropped jewels on me, but it was his life living that gave me the example of manhood. And he taught me so much just in the things that he did. So for me, that was always the bar of being a man. And I lived every day just to hear those words from him saying, son, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
So it's like everything that I did was trying to be a reflection of those words. I'm proud of you. But over time, it became so much of a burden as well. Because I'm trying to measure up to the bar of him, I'm not really pursuing who I am as a person. I'm trying to be another version of him. I'm a junior. I'm his legacy. I'm all of that. But at the same token, I have to be who I am.
Be who you are.
And I know that even though I bear a lot of resemblance to who he is as a man, I have my own path.
Yeah.
So once I got to the point where I started wanting to fight that journey and go on that path and everything, we started butting heads. And man, that's when I saw a side of my father that I didn't even know existed. But it wasn't a bad thing. It was basically a push to push me forward.
Yeah.
So it led me on a lot of ups and downs, a lot of goods and bads, a lot of lessons on my own, because I basically told him to take his hand off of me. I told him, you know, you got to let me figure this out for myself. And he did. He basically did. He let me figure it out for myself. So the book came about when, you know, we sit down on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, not trying to say that we know everything,
right,
or we gurus or nothing like that, but if there's something in us that we need to say, we say it.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people sometimes they navigate to it and they feel like, oh, I needed to hear that, you know. And just through the years of doing that, people, oh, I need to hear that. Next thing you know, people are hitting you up saying, you know, you need to write a book. You're thinking about putting these in a book, you know, and everything. And I'm the type of person that I don't believe in taking and recycling something that I've done before to try to do something now. I'm always about a fresh and new thing.
Yeah.
And I always said if I was to do it, it would have to be something new. So I started thinking and I started pondering about what I could actually write about that I feel that people needed to hear. Because, like I said, talking to people, you know, you feel like there's something missing in some people sometimes, because a lot of times we live in a society where people are trying to conform to everything else, and they're allowing who they really are to be overshadowed by everything else.
Okay.
So I was like, I know that feeling. I've been there before and everything. So maybe I can try to help somebody realize that they're bigger than all of that. They're bigger than all of this. That even if they don't fit into this big hole of society, popularity, or everything, if they don't fit into that, they still have a mark. They still have a place where they do fit. Yeah. That they have to actually pursue and actually fit into, so that they could turn around and help so many more people. So, like I said, that's what started the journey of writing the book.
All right. So when somebody gets the book, when they get The Invisible Me, what can they expect to get out of it?
You can expect to get just basic experiences, just basic knowledge of things that would make you look at yourself. The book is basically about self-reflection.
Okay.
There's 8 chapters, and each chapter is dealing from the first moment that you realize I'm not living up to my full potential. So now you have to look at yourself and realize where I'm at now and where I'm trying to go to. And each chapter takes you on a journey that eventually will lead you to the place where now you're ready to say, let's go. Yeah. Let's do me. You know, let's let go of all of the bondage of I'm trying to impress my mama. I'm trying to make my daddy proud. I'm trying to impress this woman so she can like me. I'm tired of impressing this whole group of people so I can be accepted in this, so I can go to these parties or whatever. All of that is just, to me, now knowing who I am, all of that is basically a distraction from truly being who you really are. Wow. Because you're trying to fit into something. I mean, like, have you ever sat down sometimes and think like, man, I would love to go to this place or whatever. I love to be with this person or whatever. And then you actually get the opportunity to do that. And then when you do those things, now you're sitting there looking at it like, this is what it was about. Right. So that's something that I looked at. You know, I spent so many years, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, feeling like an outcast because I don't fit into the norm of so many people. I love God, I believe in God, but I'm not an avid churchgoer. But I have a relationship with God. So for somebody that's in church every Sunday, every Wednesday or whatever, something, they're looking at me, you know what I'm saying, and they're trying to tell me, oh, you have to be in church. And my main question to you is, why? If you can tell me why I have to sit in church every Sunday or every Bible study or whatever, if you can really tell me where it says biblically anything in there that says I have to do this stuff, then we can have a conversation, and then, you know, I can work from that. I'm not taking anything away from you now, you know what I'm saying, because you work it how you work it, I work it how I work it, but just don't come and tell me this is what I'm supposed to do. It's just like my mom, she raised us in the church, and my mom and dad, they raised us in the church. They made us go to church every Sunday and everything, you know, whatever little stuff we do. And they always told us, when you get to a certain age, you can decide whether or not you want to
decide for yourself. Yeah.
Once I got to that age, I'm like, I'll see y'all when y'all get back. I'm going to stay home and I'm going to watch Kung Fu Theater. But I still went to church. You know, I still knew God and everything. But I knew who he was, but I didn't know him. So it got to the point when I got older, I developed a relationship with him. Yeah. And I began to know him for myself and not just as, this is God, this is God, this is God. I know him for myself. You know? So that's the same thing I look at with people when I say the invisible me. You know who you are, but a lot of people don't know who they are. They're walking around with like a basically a shell of who they truly could be, because they're so afraid to turn around and not be invited to the parties. Yeah. They're so afraid to turn around and not hear people constantly calling their name or things like that. Right. Instead of actually realizing there's more power, there's more, I wouldn't even say prestige, there's more purpose in actually being your true self. Yeah. It's a hard road. Yeah. You know, and it can be a lonely road sometimes, but you're at peace.
And the payoff. I mean, the payoff is definitely worth it. I love that, man. Yeah. I love that. So if somebody's out here looking for a book, you know, you doing some soul searching, you're trying to find who you are, you know, find that person on the inside that may be hidden behind the mask. Yeah. You know, we live in a era of social media where people put out their best face. You know, I believe that Jonathan Reynolds says, we stand around looking at pictures. We don't know how long it took to make that picture good.
Exactly.
So like it's a lot of self-reflection. So I'm excited about it. I got my copy. Yeah. So I'm excited about cracking this open and getting the opportunity to read it, man. Because knowing you, I know it's gonna be some deep stuff in here, some stuff that's gonna really make me reevaluate a few things in my life as well. Because self-reflection is important.
Yes.
We can never get to a place where we think we know everything that we need to know,
Exactly.
and we have nothing that we can learn. So I thank you so much for the opportunity to enjoy your work, because it definitely is work. It's not something that people should take lightly or for granted. Now, if they want to get a copy of The Invisible Me, what do they do?
You can go to Amazon.com, type in The Invisible Me. You can order it there. You can order the paperback, or you can also download it on Kindle. Or if you want to get a signed copy from me, you can always hit me up on Messenger if you don't have my number. And I'll happily get it with you. You can always PayPal me at Luxury Tax 18. And the books are $15. You can always order it. Let me know where you want to meet, when you want to meet. I'll sign it and bring it to you. Have no problem. And anybody that already has it, I'd love to hear what you think about it. Also, if I haven't had a chance to sign it and you're local, I would love to meet up with you and sign it for you and everything.
Word, you got any book signings or anything coming up?
I was talking with some people about possibly doing it. The book has been out almost a year.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm thinking about working on some things to, relaunch it and do some things with it.
Awesome. So if they want to find you on social media, how can they find you?
Domonique Henry on Facebook, Domonique Henry on Instagram, Twitter, the same thing. It's basically Domonique on anything.
Domonique 17 on Twitter.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me know.
I know, because you liked one of my posts today, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, he's Domonique 17 on it.
Oh, yeah, because I think Domonique Henry was taken.
Yes.
So, yeah, Domonique 17 on Twitter. Thanks for John for letting me know that.
I got your back, man. That's what I'm here
definitely,
for.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much. As we close, anything you want to say as we close out?
Only thing I would say is live a life of freedom. Don't live a life of burden trying to hold on to something that's not genuine. The more you hold on to genuine relationships and genuine personalities or traits, the more you're killing yourself softly. Like Lauryn Hill said, you're killing yourself softly. Just be free. Just be free to be who you are. And understand that you may not be everybody's taste, but you will taste good to the people that are supposed to taste you. Simple as that. You have a place in this world, and that place is there for a reason. There are people that are attached to that place that you are intended to help, that you are intended to inspire. And that's all I would love to see people do. Live in a world where you're free to be who you truly are and not trapped in perceptions and pretensions of what society would say that you would want to be in this world and everything. You're greater than that. You're greater than that. Take what this world gives you and make so much more out of it. We have so many opportunities in this lifetime now, but none of them matter if you don't take the chance to actually pursue them.
Right.
And it starts with yourself. Look into who you really are and just be happy with who you are. And trust me, there are people out there that are looking at you, not who you pretend to be or not who people think you are. They're looking at you. So give them the real you and just be free.
I love that. Be free. Domonique Henry, Domonique Henry, The Invisible Me. You are more than what you see. Make sure you get the book, like he said, all the places he told you get it, Amazon, Kindle. Call him. No, don't call him. Don't call him on Facebook. Don't call people on Facebook Messenger if you don't know them. That's annoying. Don't do that. I never pick those up. But seriously, get the book, man. You heard him. If you heard his words, you heard his heart in his words. Freedom is important. Let's break the chains of perception, of people's perception. And I love that. And I look forward, like I said, to reading the book and finding out more. Y'all know who I am. This is Real Talk with ReZsaun. Thank you guys for watching. Those who, if you had a chance, if you watched the show and you've enjoyed it, you want to find out more about Domonique, please look him up. He gave you this information. Y'all know how to find me on Facebook. I am at Real Talk ReZsaun. On Instagram, I am at Real Talk ReZsaun. On Twitter, I am at Real Talk ReZsaun. On Spotify, I'm on there. I'm on Apple Play. I'm on Google Play. I'm wherever you want me to be. I broadcast to literally like 19 different formats. Jesus. So if you are watching this and you want to find out more about Real Talk with ReZsaun, Wednesday nights is the local celebrity spotlight. Actually, next week on Tuesday night will be my next guest, who's going to be Zandrina Dunning. young lady, great singer, actress. She's now producing projects, major projects, which I'm very, very proud. I've known her forever now, it feels like. She's going to be on next Tuesday. I'm really excited, so make sure you tune in to find out about her. And Sunday nights, Real Talk Live will be back. I got a few topics that I'm looking at talking about. So if you have something that you want me to talk about on Sunday, please send that in to me. And if you are a local celebrity who needs the spotlight shined on you, then you know how to get me. Email me at realtalkwithReZsaun@gmail.com. realtalkrezsaun@gmail.com. Go to my website. Just Google me. I'm pretty easy to find. That's all I got. And always remember, at the end of the day, if a man doesn't stand for something, he is bound to fall for anything. Thank you, bro.
I thank you.
And that's Real Talk. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.